forward. Dreams Business Resources is all about focusing on SMEs, small to medium-sized enterprises across America. No, just because you're a huge company does not mean that we're going to throw you to the wolves. We like you too. But SMEs is really our sweet spot. And today is a very, very exciting day. I'm happy to be in Carlsbad, California. I'm happy to be co-hosting this event with Mr. Marshall Sylver. He is world famous in everything he does, probably one of the very best sales trainers in all of the United States. He's got a background in hypnosis and in sales training and wealth creation. His t-shirt today says, the ultimate millionaire maker. And that's really what he is. And so I'm so glad that he's partnered with us. We share office space here at Studio Money in Carlsbad. So let's just start right there with Studio Money. We'll start with Marshall. What the heck is it? We're in this gorgeous studio. I've been walking around this building all morning. It's massive. I think it's over 30,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's about 31,000 square feet.
So what is Studio Money? Why do you have Studio Money? Who works in Studio Money? What's the point of Studio Money?
That's a lot of questions without coffee. That's all I can say. First and foremost, I'm glad for you. First and foremost, I'm very excited to be here. And, we've had the opportunity to work with a lot of the Dreams Network people, and just first class. The community all by itself, you want to be a part of. If you're not already a part of it, you want to associate with the people that are putting it all together. Kent and James and Mike and all the people that have been hosting this event this morning. Studio Money was created because I've been on stage since I was 7 years old, and I'm level 63 now. So that's a long time. And the majority of my life over the last few years has been jumping on jets, flying to a location, doing what I do, flying back home. I have 3 absolutely awesome children. And that's all I have is 3 children, just in case you were wondering if the rest weren't so awesome. I have 3 awesome children, and I just don't like traveling as much as I used to. And so Studio Money was created so that I could have a place that I could call my own, that I could get in my car, drive a short distance, walk through the door, and everything would be perfect, including the studio. Studio Money has 4 separate areas that we utilize for public presentations. We've got the studio that we're in is called Sterling Worldwide. It's a virtual studio with, as you can see, a 24-foot LED wall behind me, state-of-the-art cameras, mixing, all the above. And we use it for broadcasts and podcasts and interviews like this one. Downstairs, we have Maximus VIP, which is a VIP room that's set up for about 30 people. Again, state-of-the-art, 100-plus inch LED screen down there, Vibe board, so you can do your whiteboard stuff on the Vibe board down there. We have an area called the Vault, and in the Vault, we can seat about 100 people. And then there's Prosperity Theater. Prosperity Theater is a 600-seat space that is state-of-the-art. Giant LED walls, cold spark machines, confetti launchers, fog machines, all the above. And that's where we put the big events on, including the one that's coming up here on December 1st and 2nd, the Dreams Wealth Expo. And so we're really excited about Studio Money. The biggest thing about Studio Money for me was I do about 4 to 6 dates a month. I do about 4 to 6 days of seminar and education a month. This past month, I've been on stage basically 5 days a week for the last 4 weeks, and I'm on stage for 5 days this coming week as well. The amount of money that I spend when I go do a live event, whether it's just for the venue rental or the setup and the breakdown, is equal to the amount of money that I spend full time here at Studio Money with 31,000 square feet. In addition to, the spaces that I just described, obviously you guys have some office space here. Dreams has some office space here. We've got a couple of other synergistic partners that have spaces here so that we can all collaborate. And I think that's the biggest thing that, is exciting for me in our association with Dreams is the idea that we can help each other.
Amen.
And that's what Dreams is all about. When you go into a business, you're not selling anything.
Right.
You're doing them a favor. And when you recognize that you're doing them a favor, it becomes easier. I think a lot of people have an inhibition towards selling. They just don't want to, be sleazy or sketchy or, shady in any way. And that's the thing about Dreams Business Resources is you're not selling anything. You're offering services, and the services for the most part are gratis. They don't cost anything. The one thing I will say, and this is really important, and this is why I'm excited about the Business Expo coming up December 1st and 2nd, is I believe that the biggest money, and I want to talk to you about this inside of the Dreams Resource Business Network, the biggest money is made finding clients. And it's really easy to talk to your friend and enroll your friend in the organization. And while that's useful, I also think that people need to be aware that your best strength is going to be finding actual clients, people that you can provide business services for. The training that we do here at Certainty International at Studio Money is also a huge affiliate opportunity for anybody inside the Dreams Business Network. So if you want to help people with R&D credits or their payroll tax circumstances or any of the huge amount of offerings that Dreams Business Resources has, you also can offer them a training regime, a curriculum that can help expand their business, make them boatloads of money. And since you're responsible for that, heck, you give them one major win through Dreams, they're going to buy everything Dreams has to offer. So I want to talk to you about some of the people inside of Dreams and what kind of money they're making. You know, James mentioned we've got some people making really, really big bucks. As you know, I've got some of the Dreams Business Resources students that are a part of our curriculum, the SARS, Michael Strickland, that they're just crushing it. And by the way, if you haven't met Jim and Tish SARS, or if you haven't met Michael Strickland, you got to meet these folks. These are superstars inside your organization. These are people that on a daily basis are crushing it. They're out there finding new opportunities. They're not waiting for people to tell them what to do. They're throwing lots of noodles against the wall. And they're saying, no, we're going to buy databases. We're going to go build teams, but also educate those teams and hold those teams accountable for doing something. Because I think that's the biggest challenge in most affiliate marketing programs is that they think if I just recruit enough people, then the organization will take care of itself. And while Dreams, through James and obviously through you, has remarkable training, it's just not enough. You've also got to make it cultural that the people that you recruit know that there's an expectation. You're not just here to become a part of an organization, although it's a great organization. You're here to actually make money. So can you tell me, besides the two examples that I mentioned, what kind of money is available to people inside of Dreams?
You know, it's critical. That's why we're here, right? We're here for the ultimate win-win-win. So everything that we do, guys, it's about providing huge value into the marketplace and creating cash flow for businesses through the implementation of strategic products and services, right? I absolutely love TrueMarkHealth.com. TrueMarkHealth.com is the overarching brokerage that saves all companies money that have over 50 employees on group benefits. It's one of the fastest, most rapidly increasing areas of expense for businesses all over the United States. And I just love the fact that we've networked with professional employment organizations, with third-party payroll companies, with all kinds of individual businesses. Our partner, Mike Hinsvark, as one of the managing partners of TrueMark Health, has probably done over 400 presentations to businesses, and we're implementing those on an ongoing basis. And that is just an amazing win-win-win. That by itself, you know, there's $30 PEPM, what we call per employee per month, $30. And maybe that doesn't sound very much when you're talking about one employee, but when you're talking about tens of thousands, and like Dreams has goals of enrolling, you know, millions of employees into these savings plans, which allow every single employee to receive an actual increase in their paycheck, to have every employer receive anywhere from $600 to $1,200 per year per employee in savings, and deliver, you know, 10 benefits to employees that they didn't have. That is a great win-win-win. And those plans, you know, you just do the math when it comes to, you know, if you could refer, like Mike showed us earlier in our Zoom today, you know, a couple of thousand employees, and I don't care if it's 10 at a time, 50 at a time, hundreds at a time, you know, it's not rocket science to be able to figure out a simple strategy that you can deliver the goods. And I love the term we always use here. It's like, you got the cookie, and you do got the cookie, right? You have the products and services and access to them to be able to deliver massive savings into the marketplace. And just do the math. Say you got 1,000 employees, And again, maybe it's one employer, maybe it's 2 of 500, maybe it's 10 of 100 each, maybe it's 100 of 10 each. It doesn't matter. But 1,000 employees at $30, that's $30,000 a month of recurring cash flow
every month.
That's every single month. Yeah. That's gross into our grid. And so maybe you're at the, somewhere, bottom line is at that level of production, you're going to be an agency partner in no time, and you get the lion's share of the capital. And so the fact that we've got this recurring revenue model, and it's a drum that we continually beat, that's phenomenal. Marshall, the other thing that I'm really excited about, the event coming up, December 1st and 2nd at Studio Money in Carlsbad, California, is the DREAMS Business Expo. And at this expo, companies are going to get radical exposure to things that can significantly benefit them. One of the companies that will be featured is taxprepadvocates.com. taxprepadvocates.com. I'm so proud to be the CEO and founder of taxprepadvocates.com. And we specialize, Marshall, in research and development tax credits. And by the way, it's no big deal if you're a company doing 200, 300, 400 million a year in revenue. No big deal. And why is it no big deal? It's because you already have the ultimate team of CPAs, tax attorneys, EAs on your staff. Sadly, 90+% of small to medium-sized enterprises across America, they don't have access to the types of teams required in order to access, particularly now that the One Big Beautiful Bill has been executed by this administration. And it has just made that particular tax credit, which is one of many, but it's one of the most substantial. So your initial question was, how much money can be made here? I could tell you about cases whereby there are literally millions of dollars of tax credits generated for clients. And there's no application fee necessary from an applicant. There's no out-of-pocket expense. It's only when results are produced. So
let's talk about that.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal, but let's talk about that, because with all this money that's available, and I've obviously had some exposure to some folks inside of the DREAMS Business Resource Network, and I've asked them, what's the challenge? And I knew what their answer was going to be. They said the challenge is when we present the DREAMS Business Network resource programs, all that we have available, they just don't believe us.
It's the most common objection that I've heard repeatedly is,
it's too good to be true. Yep. Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's so funny. And by the way,
so I have an answer to that.
Okay.
If you're already a DREAMS Business Resource member, if you're already an associate and you hear that piece of resistance, and by the way, we don't call it objection, we call it resistance. And I think it would behoove you to call it resistance too, because objections are things that you don't want. Resistance are things that you can play with. So when someone resists you, they're not saying no, they're basically saying, tell me more, position this better, help me understand this better. So here's the piece of resistance. When somebody says to me, this seems too good to be true, I respond with, or maybe just better than you've ever had it. And if it's better than you've ever had it, I realize why you might not think this was real. Yet it's real. It's backed by the government, and it's still real. And again, the amount of money that's available for small to mid-size businesses and even large businesses, except Business Dreams Resources, DREAMS Business Resources focuses on small to mid-size businesses. It's infinite. It's almost unlimited. We'll never get to the amount of people that the credits are available to.
It's true.
And so at the expo, we are looking forward to hosting two types of people. We're looking forward to hosting folks, three types, I guess, that are already a part of the DREAMS Business Resource family. If you're already a member of the family, make sure you get your tickets. Make sure you get to the event here at Studio Money. I'm going to be a great host. You're going to love it. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person and giving you a big old DREAMS Resources hug. The second kind of person that you want to get to the event is you want to get your prospects, the businesses that you have been seeking to do business with, so that they can walk through the doors of Studio Money. They can see that DREAMS Business Resources has very high-end professional offices. We're not going anywhere. We're not a fly-by-night. We're not using a pull-up banner inside of a conference room at a hotel. We're legit. We're here to stay. We're not going anywhere. So you want to bring your business prospects here so that they can not only see the power and the force that the Dreams Business Resource Network is, they can also see that we mean business and that we're here to protect them. They'll also receive at the Dreams Business Expo, they're going to receive massive amounts of knowledge and information about all the products that you've, to the best of your ability, been attempting to tell them about. So they're going to be able to come here, come to the expo, hear it right from the source, hear it from Kent, hear it from James, hear it from Mike, hear it from myself. And that alone is a gift to those people. So once again, lose the mindset that you're here to sell anybody anything. Gain the mindset that you are here to do them a favor. Now, that said, and myself with young children, I've got a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 10-year-old. Oftentimes, Jesus doesn't do miracles in his own city. Kids don't listen to their parents. They've got to hear it somewhere else. So while you've been preaching the truth to your prospects and your potential clients, they just may not believe you. They may need it in a different context. So let the expo be your calling card to the services. And if it were me, if I were a part of the Dreams Business Network in such a way that I was looking for new clients, the events here in Carlsbad, North County, San Diego, I would do whatever it took to find businesses in this area so that you can overcome the objection of, I don't want to jump on a plane, or overcome the objection, I don't want to have to get a hotel room. There's more than enough businesses right near headquarters right now. All you got to do is make a commitment to getting 12 of your prospects to this event, and it could set you up for the rest of the year. And here's the third type or fourth type, depending on your math, of person that you want to invite to the expo December 1 and 2. You want to invite people that might be able to be in your organization. Except I believe, and again, this is not something James and I talked about, certainly Kent and I didn't talk about this, I believe you want to do it in that order. My experience has been, if I sign on a client to the amazing amount of business tools, strategies, and resource available to you through Dreams, if I sign a client on and I generate $600 per employee, or I, get them the R&D credits that they're seeking, if I serve them in such a huge way, I know for a fact they have customers. And what you want to be thinking about in your business is you want to be thinking about customers with customers. What do I mean by that? If you serve a printing company and you help the printing company with the R&D credits or the tax credits, they're going to love you, and they do business with other people. So they're an ideal person to enroll, not as an active affiliate of the Dreams Business Network, more of a passive one that you can go to and you can say, look, I saved you all this money. I kept all this cash in your pocket. Which of your clients would you like to do a favor for? So you land one powerful client, do great service for them, take care of them in the way that you promise. That one client, because they have customers, they're a business doing business usually with other businesses. All of those other businesses are now within your reach. That's how you build an organization. And if you build an organization filled with people that actually have money, that are actually spending money, that are actually in business, you're going to see your business grow faster than you could ever imagine. You're definitely going to see it grow faster than you attempting to recruit your brother-in-law or your sister or your family member. And again, they haven't asked me what I was going to talk about. And I'm looking over out the side of my eye to see if anybody's cringing. And even if they are cringing here in the studio, I don't care. I believe you are better served to not involve your family members until you get a track record going. James probably wants you to bring them into the community, but I'm telling you right now, who you want to recruit are customers. You want to get those customers in there. You want to serve them properly. It's a little bit slower on the front end. I promise you, though, long term, you're going to hit one person, one company that you're going to take great care of. They're going to have 100 or 500 clients themselves, and your good care and service of that client is going to open up all those doors to you. And just like we were just talking about, you're going to have so much residual passive income coming in. Your head is going to spin. You're going to remember this conversation that Kent and I are having. You're going to remember what James and the Dreams organization did for your life. And you're going to start naming your babies after us. That's my prediction.
It's a little scary thought that we're going to be starting naming our babies Marshall Sylver.
I love that.
Well, I love that you jumped there. There was a lot of options. It could have been Dreams, could have been Nick, could have been James, but he said it, not me. And I won't argue with him. Not arguing.
Marshall, you are an absolute powerhouse. And so I love what we're doing. And the simple fact that, every time we deliver powerfully for a client, he's absolutely right. The very, very best ways to be able to grow are by adding those types of super happy customers into our network. And there's a potential revenue share with them, for those business referrals. And so, the fact that we're able to deliver, hundreds of thousands, and I'm so excited that every single week, any revenue received by our company by I think it's Tuesday, right? We process it over Wednesday and Thursday. It gets paid out on Friday. And so Tax Prep Advocates is sending Dreams Business Resources and has sent, hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars, which has been paid out to our representatives for serving them well in research and development. And these are the tax credits. And again, does every single business qualify? Absolutely not. Take advantage of all of the tools. Go jump into your dreams.powered agency back office right now, and you'll see that we have the upcoming R&D event by Zoom. That's happening on November 20. Please take advantage of that. There's an entire campaign built up for you. So number one, register yourself. And number two, invite business owner clients to that event. And you can use that as a jumping block or a stepping stone into Studio Money December 1st and 2nd. So Marshall, you have, I don't know if it's thousands or tens of thousands, or maybe even into the hundreds or even millions of followers, right? So you're significant live. You've got a very long-term track record of success. You're a world-class, preeminent world leader, world thought leader in sales, marketing. You've seen every kind of business that there is. You've seen every affiliate model. You've looked at network marketing companies. You've seen direct sales organization. I mean, what have you not done, right? Or not had exposed to? It's pretty much everywhere. Why is it that you personally are part of our affiliate network? What are you most excited about when it comes to, just delivering into your sphere of influence? As why are you here with us, brother?
One of the things that happened during COVID is COVID changed everything. And one of the biggest things that it changed is it consolidated. It was unfair that a lot of large businesses were allowed to stay open during COVID, and a lot of the smaller businesses were forced to shut down. What I love about the Dreams Business Network is that, number one, it is able to, as you described, respond quickly. It's able to give resources to small businesses quickly. I personally believe under the current administration, under Trump's administration, that we are going to start seeing small businesses thriving in ways unimaginable previously, with dereg and all the tax advantages and everything else going on. Right now, one of the major discussions is to remove any federal tax for a company or an entity or a person that's making $200,000 a year or less. That's 90% of the population. And so 90% of the population is going to start flourishing, and they're going to be looking for new strategies and new opportunities. So one of the reasons that I love Dreams so much, first and foremost, James Hardy, remarkable man. He and I sat down for about half an hour a while back, and within half an hour, I absolutely knew his vision. I understood what he was putting together, people like you and all the different, because it really is resources. It's all combined in one place so that you don't have to run all over, which is the reason I tell you, if you're an affiliate, if you're a part of the Dreams team, all you got to do is get a win for that client. They're going to want all your other services. So it's kind of like you go to McDonald's to get a hamburger and they say, would you like some fries with that? Would you like a shake? Would you like to supersize? All the upsells is where their margins are. It's where your margins are too.
Amen.
It's the upsell of doing good work. So, we've had a number of people come through our training programs here at Studio Money and Certainty International and raving. In fact, right before we started this broadcast, James came over to me and he said, Jim and Tish Sar, they love you. And they just think you're remarkable. And they said every time they go to an event, they come back and they say, this stuff was amazing. And I agree. And it's not just me. I've been blessed by God. And I've been given certain awarenesses and information that most people don't have. And again, I don't think I'm special. I just think I'm favored by God. And the point of all this is you create your own luck. Be in the right place at the right time and be prepared. So you're finally in the right place at the right time. The opportunity is before you. The barrier to entry is non-existent. Doesn't take much to become a part of what we're doing here. And more than that, within a stone's throw, if you're in a moderate-sized city, even a small city, in my opinion, you have near you more than enough prospects to replace any income you might be making in your grind, your day-to-day job. You not only will be able to replace that income, but here's the biggest thing and the thing that you should be thinking about. What's your exit plan?
Yeah.
And if you don't have any residual income, you don't have any exit plan.
That's such
which means you're going to work until you drop dead.
Yep.
And nobody wants to do that. So what I really recommend is that if you are a part of the Dreams Business Network, number one, mark your calendar. It's not a question of can you or should you or might you. You must. You have to get to Studio Money December 1 and 2 for the Business Expo for every reason. To meet the leadership of the organization, to meet me. I want to meet you. To learn yourself more in depth about all the offerings, to learn what mental programs from me might be standing in the way and stopping you from getting what you want. Secondly, there's no better place where you can land some pretty big business. So first commitment I want you to make on this call is commit to being at the event, whatever it takes. Click the link on the website. What's the website to sign up for the expo?
Dreams Business Expo.
Go to dreamsbusinessexpo.com. Register now. Don't register tomorrow. Don't register this afternoon. While we're on this conversation, go up to the tab, open up a new tab, and get yourself registered, number one. Number two, and this is what's most important. And I know some of you are going to resist this, and some of you are going to say, I don't know if I can do that. It's not, can you do it? If somebody had a gun to your head or the head of someone you loved and said, you got to get 12 people to the expo, it doesn't matter whether they're prospects or whether they're business prospects or whether they're team prospects, meaning they're going to join the organization, doesn't matter. Get 12 people there. Make that your commitment. Because in due respect, this is going to be unpopular with leadership. In due respect, if you cannot, between now and December 1 and 2, figure out a way, whatever strategy it takes, throw so many noodles against the wall, walk around to the businesses around Studio Money so they don't have to fly or drive or do anything. If you do not get 12 people here, either business owners that you can provide services for or prospects that could become a part of your organization inside Dreams, you got to ask yourself the question, am I really serious? Am I really treating this like a business? Or is this a hobby or something I like to tell people at a party? Oh, yeah, this is my business. It's not your business unless you're doing business.
Amen.
And people that do business, I watch James and every single person on the Dreams team come into Studio Money every single day. They get here before I get here. They leave after I leave. And I know all they do all day long is throw those noodles against the wall. Say, where can we find new prospects? Where can we go to educate more people about what we do? So number one, make the commitment to be here. Very least. That's the bare bones minimum of what you need to do to demonstrate that you're actually in this for the business. Number two, commit to yourself to get 12 people here, preferably prospects, business owners. If not business owners, get teammates here, get prospective teammates here. And, you know, I'm looking across the studio right now, and James is giving me the thumbs up. And I'm guessing what he means is, no, more than 12. Get 50, get 100. Get 12, though, at least. Start there, and then if you can get more, get more for sure. Except for you, that alone, the Business Expo alone is a training program to help you grow your business. The act of getting 12 people to this remarkable, life-changing, business-changing two-day event, that's what you do in your business. So this is a bit of boot camp for your Dreams Business Resource Network. Let the training not frighten you. Let the prospect, the idea of getting 12 people here to Studio Money by December 1st, don't let that be the thing that makes you freeze. Let it be the thing that inspires you. What are we, about 4 weeks out?
Easy.
So 4 weeks out, that's 3 people a week. That's one every other day, for God's sake.
So Marshall, let's talk for a couple of minutes about maybe some shortcutting methods on how to do that, right? So I'm all about leveraging everything that we have, right? So through systems and through leverage. So, Studio Money, you guys, is, in addition to all of the things we've talked about, is also an amazing incubator system. This is where entrepreneurs gather and bounce ideas off one another in an iron sharpens iron type of an environment. One of the professional relationships that we've developed here at Studio Money is with Mr. Greg Ryder. And he has space here. He's running his company here. He has done literally hundreds of millions of dollars of sales through his companies and his affiliates, but also as a artificial intelligence and advertising professional. He's all about ROI, right? So it's all about a rate of return and a return on investment. So the investments that he makes is in advertising. So now let's just think about this for a sec. So we're in San Diego County, and we're in the north part of the county, but this is not the city of San Diego. The city of San Diego is the 6th largest city in the entire United States of America. That's not counting the county. The county makes this place ridiculous.
Right.
And, I moved away from San Diego 23 years ago, and I miss it. I'm so glad that I got family and friends and I get to come down all the time. I just absolutely.
There's nothing better. Don't tell anyone.
Shh,
exactly. It's that nice. And North County, San Diego in particular, is where all the money is.
It's very
We've got
true.
La Jolla, we've got Carlsbad, we've got Rancho Santa Fe, we got Del Mar. It's one of the wealthiest places in the entire country.
And by the way, where do what kind of wealthy people congregate? Like, how do they create their wealth? What percentage of them would you say are business owners?
98%.
Exactly.
Most of them.
And so the point is, right, in this process, so, maybe you're in Michigan, maybe you're in Florida, maybe you're in Ohio or Kentucky right now watching this, and you're saying, oh man, sounds great. I would love to be there, but it's all the way across the United States. I don't even have the ability. You know what? Leverage technology, leverage artificial intelligence, leverage the internet, leverage, advertising for this event. And we have an entire built-in portfolio of products that are being spearheaded by Greg Ryder, an absolute expert in this space, who, again, we met right here at Studio Money, and we've developed a strategic partnership to be able to leverage absolutely everything. Now,
I want to just interject, because you just hit on something that's really important, and it's part of the reason I created Studio Money.
Yep.
Is that I knew that I would have the space to do my own events. I also, though, I know that one of the hardest things about being an entrepreneur, even if you're part of another organization, one of the hardest things about being an entrepreneur is often we feel like we are rocks, that we are all by ourselves. And not just Studio Money, the DREAMS Business Network is built on giving you that level of support, making you realize you're not alone. And so it is that incubator. It is that idea. It's sitting around with like-minded people at the conference on December 1 and 2 that, you're talking and you're breaking bread and you're hanging out together, and somebody says something and you say, my gosh, that could work really well for me. Oh, you got those leads that way? You landed this kind of a company? Wow, I've got that kind of a company. So yeah, so the shortcuts are important. You're only talking about 12. And you just said something. If you're in Michigan or Florida or something East Coast, if you can't get here, you physically cannot figure out how to get here. I get that. We get that. That doesn't mean, though, that you could not do your work from where you are. And if you can't get here, the reason you can't get here is you're broke. And I get that, except we want to get you unbroke. So if you're not going to get here to let us help you get unbroke, can you at least get something of your energy here by contacting people, again, in the area? You got one of the wealthiest portions of the country right here surrounding Studio Money. And all you got to do is get bodies here. I promise you, mark my words. I've done over $800 million worth of information marketing business. My clients have done billions and billions of dollars worth of business. Mark my words, that you get around like-minded people that are actually active, that are winning contracts, that are landing clients, that are building their team and building their organization. And you look at them and you realize, gosh, they're no better than me. They're just people. This lady over here was a junior high school teacher, and now she's making $100,000 a month when she was scratching by on $60,000 a year previously. You got this couple over here that's been retired for 5 years. They're looking for their next ride, and all of a sudden they got residual income coming in of $20, $30, $40, $50,000. And then you'll look at those people and you'll say, they are me. I got no excuses. I'll tell you something, and I want to warn you up front before you get here. James, and it seems to me you too, Ken, you guys are nice. You guys are nice guys.
Thank you.
I'm not. Ask anybody. Ask my son. Ask my wife. I'm not a nice guy. I'm not mean, except I expect people to measure up. I believe not expecting people to measure up is an insult. And I just had a conversation with one of the DREAMS Business resource people. And the conversation I had was, you've got to operate your business like the Pareto principle. 80% of your production comes from 20% of the people you've enrolled. 80% of your challenges come from the people that aren't doing anything. They're just not doing anything yet, creating grief for you. So you need to focus on fertile soil. You've got to plant on fertile soil. You've got to make sure that you are not pouring into and expending a whole lot of energy on either teammates and or prospects that just don't get it. All you got to do is say next. You are at a pivotal time that this organization has just begun. DREAMS has just barely launched. So your opportunity to make big, big, big bucks is unfettered. You've got every single opening in the world and every excuse you can come up with. We're going to explode. We're not going to let you hold those excuses. You know, that's part of what I believe I bring to the DREAMS Business Network is maybe they're good cop and I'm bad cop. And so bad cop is here to tell you, if you don't do something, if all you did was get on this Zoom again this week and you don't do something, stop getting on the Zoom. You're wasting your time. I mean it. And they oh, don't say that, Marshall. We don't want them running away. Maybe they'll do something next time. Yeah, screw that. They're never going to do anything. And if you're the person I'm talking to, then I pray, definitely pray. You get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You get fed up and you look at me right now and you say, who do you think you are, rich hypno boy? Who do you think you are kicking me off the Zoom, telling me not to come back? And you go out and you sign up for the DREAMS, the expo, the DREAMS Business Expo coming up December 1 and 2. And more than that, you hit a grand slam home run. You put 20 people into the room. And you walk up to me with a snide look on your face and a snarky tone to your delivery. And you say, hey, boy, yeah, you tried to kick me off the Zoom. Well, here I am now. That would please us all. And more importantly, you bring 12, 15, 20 people to the Business Expo. Mark my words. If they are business prospects, people that could use our business resources, it's going to set you up for the year. It could set you up for many years. But what you got to do is you got to do something. So I see James is sending you signals. What did he signal you on the bat phone?
You weren't supposed to see that. I was supposed to be off.
Cut Marshall off. He's telling people don't come back. Cut him off.
Said Marshall's such a big giant meanie.
Yes.
Hey, listen, you know, it's actually nice to be nice, but there's like a definition of reality. And that's real.
Well, and I think it's not nice to be nice if you're letting people stay stuck. Again, I love my children.
Either.
I love my children. There's times, and do you have kids?
4 of them.
Well, there's times they don't like you.
It's often.
And it has to be though. And I tell my kids all the time, I don't want to be your best friend. I want to be your best example. I want to be the person that when you have a child and the child is not living up to what you know they can, that you're unafraid to say to them, I love you. And so everybody watching right now, we love you and we're not happy. We don't think you're stepping up your game. We think some of you are. We think some of you are excellent examples. But I think, again, it's 5% of the organization is actually doing something. The other 95% wants to. We know you do. So my question is, what's got you stuck? Yeah. What is the thing that's stopping you today and every day from Googling local businesses? Maybe you're a plumber in your market and you're looking for additional income. You know plumbing. How about you contact some other plumbers? How about you contact people that you can speak their language? How about you go to your church organization inside your church group and you say, hey, there's business owners inside the church group. I don't know if a lot of people know this. Dave Ramsey built his entire organization from his church.
Yep.
He went to his church and he said, I'd like to do a financial wellness event here at the church, and I will give the church some affiliate commissions if you promote this to the congregation. And then he went to another church and another church and another church. And obviously he's built his whole organization by conducting himself inside his own sphere of influence. What's your sphere of influence? Do you have business organizations you belong to? Do you belong to a BNI chapter? Are you part of Toastmasters, local chamber of commerce? If you're not, could you be? Could you go to business expos and not just go to be social and get the free food or booze or swag bags, that you go to those business expos and you say, I'm getting 10 prospects that I'm not going to just get their information. I'm also going to follow up with them. The Dreams Business Resources isn't just the name of a company. It's a description of what you guys offer. It's what you have at hand. It's what you can use to build your business. So if you're not using the resources inside of the Dreams Network yourself, what are you waiting for? Be a product of the product already.
Marshall, thank you so much. Today's been a really great interview. And as we're wrapping up today, I just want to talk to the team for a couple of minutes, and I really want you to hear me clearly. So Marshall's telling you the truth, and he really is. And he's looking you right in the eyes, and he's being soup to nuts, dead honest with you. And he expects more. I expect more. I want a heck of a lot of us to win. Mike Hinsvark earlier in the Zoom said there are literally right now today, 5 million realtors, loan officers, escrow officers, insurance professionals, life people, annuity producers, single teeny little sliver of the marketplace. There's 5 million. Every last one of them. And by the way, it feels to me like, it seems to me like every single one of them needs to be part of our network, because they all have between 10 and 1,500 perfect relationships. And so we got to continue with our commitment of CANI. I learned that a long time ago. CANI, CANI, constant and leveraging the types of tools that we have. We had an amazing time on our Norwegian cruise line cruise to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and adventure and opportunity. And we wrapped it in a contest, which is going to Alaska. I've never been to Alaska. It's the only state in all of the United States. Can't wait to go. And I'd like to go on a cruise ship with 1,000 of our partners. And I would like those 1,000 partners to actually have our product partners between our AI company, tax prep advocates, our Section 125 providers, our health providers, our life providers, right? It's all about referrals and production, taking advantage, building leverage, building systems inside your business to be able to take advantage of everything that we're delivering to you. On our side, everything's getting better. We have massive monthly financial commitments to improving technology, reporting. Everything is getting better every single day. So we are the exception. We're not the rule. So a company like this, to be able to have started from nothing more than an idea, and this is exactly what Marshall's talking about, right? And you can literally transform your life by just thinking about it. But that's part one. Part two is the taking action part. And you got to execute on everything that we just heard today. Dreams was born from an idea. And the idea is products and services that are available to the largest and wealthiest companies are not available to small to medium-sized enterprises across America. And the very best way to market is through word of mouth and referral. It's proven unequivocally that that's the way to do it. And so maybe you need to start cold to go warm. Maybe you can start warm to go warmer and build that referral network out. But now is the time to take action. And you need to take advantage of every single tool that we're making available to you so you can win at the absolute highest level. And so today has been a phenomenal Zoom. I'm very proud to be here.
I want to add one more thing.
Go ahead, Marshall.
Real quick. I want to add one more thing. I want to add a contest. And the contest is a prize for the person that brings the most other people. You're not counted in the count. Brings the most other people to the Dreams Expo coming up December 1 and 2. If you bring the largest number, if nobody brings anybody and somebody brings one, there's our winner. If somebody brings 15 and they've got the largest number, they're our winner. Here's the prize. Number one, I'm going to give you a high-end dinner for two with me. I'm going to take you to dinner, nice high-end dinner, steak, lobster, caviar, turnips, whatever you like. I'm going to buy you a nice dinner for two. And secondly, I'm going to give you two $3,000 tickets to come to a live training event with me. One for you, one for your significant other. Or if you're flying solo, you can bring one of your prospects with you and I'll help convert them. I'll help close them for you. And all you got to do is help yourself. All you've got to do is get to the expo, bring the largest number of people, and I'll buy you a high-end dinner for two with me. I'm not just going to buy you dinner and send you on your way. I want to have the dinner with you because you did something. And then secondly, I'm going to give you two $3,000 tickets to Turning Point so you can come spend some time in person with me and maximize your business. I want to help Dreams become the largest organization, the fastest growing organization, the broadest, meaning offering the most amount of services to small and mid-sized companies in the country right now. I'm fully committed and I'd like to be fully committed with you. I know for a fact that behind the scenes, your executive teams are crushing it. They're really doing great work, including, frankly, these calls every single week. Multiple times they get together with you. And again, I'm the outside guy. I'm not a part of the executive team. I'm the one on the outside saying, get off your butt, get moving, take a bold action today, sign up for the Dreams Expo coming up December 1 and 2 right here at Studio Money. We'll give you a real cool tour. You'll dig it. And also start today. Start that hot list and say, okay, who could I invite? If you're way across the country and you think it's going to be too hard to get your prospects from across the country, I would tend to agree with you, especially in light of current circumstances. But I would tell you that that's not an excuse. In San Diego County, there's plenty of businesses. Heck, you could come stay here for a month and fill up the room. And like I said, set yourself up for the rest of the year. So I'm glad to be part of this. Thanks so much for inviting me. And thanks so much for joining me here at Studio Money and Sterling Worldwide. And
well, we really appreciate your generous offer. It was fantastic to be with you today. I'm very proud to be in business with you. We're going to do some.
You love Turning Point.
I've been. Yep, I love it. Are you kidding me? Every aspect of everything that I've learned, I'm not only learning it, but I'm teaching it and I'm implementing every single day the things that that you're teaching your audience. And the simple fact that there's, 40 plus years and billions, literally billions of dollars of revenue created. And that's my vision for our company. Simply, we're not here to, help a few people make some bucks. I mean, we're here to create more passive residual income, millionaire cash flowing associates than any other business in history. We see our business having a valuation into the billions, 5 billion specifically, in the next 40 months. And the way we're going to do that is by growing out our network and providing unparalleled tools, technology, services, leverage, strategy, AI, technique, across the board to make this happen. So Marshall, what a great session today.
Great session.
I appreciate you all being here.
We'll see you December 1 at Studio Money.
And we're going to turn the time back over to our very good friend, Mike Hinsvark, our first, not our last, our first senior agency partner. So Mike, you did a great job kicking us off today. We're going to turn the time back to you. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, thanks, you guys. Hey, that was incredible, you guys. I'm here in the studio myself, and I'll tell you what, it's quite an experience. This is world class. I'm studying, how professional the studio is with the multiple cameras, the lighting,